This camera was built with video in mind. Sony has been releasing always 3 models: the Sony A7S for sensitivity, the Sony A7R for resolution, and the simpler Sony A7. First thing I want to talk is how tough this camera is. I live in Latin America, and here I get sudden rain, a lot of humidity, and my work, I have to go many times to the mountains, I have to cross rivers, I have to throw the camera in the back of the car, and this camera never had any issues. So very happy with that. The weather sealing has been really good. I never had problems with the sensor. I never had any rust, any corrosion, nothing. So that's a big point. This camera has stabilization, and I have to say it's probably the best one I've worked with. I worked before with the Canon system, and it's pretty good, but this one for me it's better. Like the autofocus is the same thing. Canon autofocus is pretty good. This one is a lot better. Not just a little bit, a lot better. The lens ecosystem is now huge, and then you can also use other brands. And don't forget, for more specific work, you can use third-party manual focus old lenses. You can even use Canon lenses with an adapter, with a speed booster or something. So that's pretty good. There was a huge debate online because of color science. Sony color wasn't as good as, for instance, Canon. For me, even Fuji is better than Sony. The thing is, the first model, in fact the model that I'm shooting with, the Sony A7S, the first iteration, it wasn't great because it had this yellowish, greenish tone that I wasn't really happy with it, and that made me buy a Canon just for that. But then when this camera came out, the Mark III, they fixed it. It's not as nice as Sony, it's not as nice as Fuji, but it's pretty good. And in the end, we always make our own tweaks with color, so that's not a big deal. So color, it's very good now, but I think Canon and Fuji still have an edge. But I have now reached the point where I want to talk about my nitpicks. And if I have, it's just a couple. Very honestly minor stuff, because it has to do with the photography aspect. I would love more megapixels in the sensor for sure, but I know that would upset the low light monster. And another thing would be the color. Although it's pretty good, I would love to get Canon colors on this camera. That's my 2 nitpicks. Maybe if there are more, just write in the comments, because I'm sure I'm forgetting something. This camera is not perfect. Almost perfect, but not perfect. So yeah, if you have more flaws or something, just let me know in the comments. The menu system, although it was horrible in the camera that I'm filming with, the first model, it's way better. And if you have in consideration that this camera has so much stuff, I think it's difficult to make better. But I still struggle to find sometimes a couple of things. Sometimes I'm like, oh, where is this? And I'm just going down, and I just can't find it. Okay, that could be improved, I think. So, as a conclusion, I think this camera is very powerful when it comes to all the things, all the features that you can use. This camera is very robust, very robust. I have mine here, and it's almost like new. And trust me, I work hard with this. It has some paint wear here, the corner, and that's it. Since I'm looking at it, I just realized another really cool thing is the viewfinder. The viewfinder is gigantic, really gigantic, with very good resolution, and it's a pleasure to work with, both in photography and video sometimes. If you're not into high resolution photography, if you're not making huge prints or making high-end ad work, you're good. You're good for social media, you're good even for photo shoots, for normal clients that don't demand super high res. This is something that is really important for me. Whether you're working in perfect studio conditions or you're working in very harsh weather, very harsh climate, this camera is fine. Totally fine. Another thing I just remembered, I love the battery life. It's not huge, but it's very good. And again, comparing to the first model, it's way, way better. This camera was the third model of something that started already very well. So it's a mature system, has amazing lenses, and you can't go wrong here. So I'm thinking, if you're into saving some money, if you want a tool that can stay with you for a long time, if you want to use all types of lenses and have no problems with using the lens you really want, adapting lenses, it's a really great tool. It's not really a cinema camera. If you want something like a cinema camera on the lower end, you should go Blackmagic or something like that. But those cameras come with a lot of things that slow you down. This camera is like for a videographer, for a filmmaker that is always working. This is a really great tool. This review comes like 5 years later than it should, but I wanted to give this testimony to this beautiful piece of equipment that we have here, that Sony made. And you know, when it came out, I never liked the first model. I didn't use it so much. Like I said, I was Canon all the way, but it grew on me, and now I'm totally recommending it. So thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna be making more videos, probably talking about other systems, other old stuff that you can use still, and also lenses maybe. But I'm also going to talk about photography and the work I do and the work I did in the past, things about the profession, things about this industry that is so crazy, so random. So if you want to join me, hit subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll be seeing you very, very soon. Thank you so much.